What's up? What's going on, squad? My name is TJ Knight, and lately I've been thinking, every Marvel character has their fans, and usually for good reason. But are they fans of each other? Would the cool kid invite your character to sit at the lunch table? Who could possibly be the cool kid in that scenario, though? Who has the right to Nick Fury? It's Nick Fury. He's played by Samuel the L is for Legend Jackson.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Who is literally casted to be the cool guy. And he used to be based off of David fucking Hasselhoff. You're simply not topping the guy who saved SpongeBob's ass. The man himself is an elusive enigma whose secrets have secrets. Earning and keeping his trust is a lofty goal. To be counted among those he relies on is a true accomplishment. In Marvel Ultimate Alliance, one of my top 5 favorite games of all time by the way, Dr. Doom enacts his most foolproof takeover the world plan ever devised. And it all starts with taking down a shield helicarrier with Nick and his people inside. Not too privy on dying in a ball of fire, Fury does this.
Priority alert to all metahumans. UN and Alpha requested immediate assistance.
But how do all these guys receive that message? Was this just an overhead page and everyone just happened to be close enough to hear it?
Objection!
The thing doesn't even have ears! Are they just all in a group chat together?
Objection!
No one has time to teach Cap how that works. The only thing that makes sense is a conference call. Fury didn't just send out a mass page to people in the area, he actually has these people on speed dial. But who would Nick Fury actually have in his contacts? Who does Nick Fury actually mind having around in a time of crisis? Now, you might be thinking, obviously if they were there, Fury called them. But that might not be the case. When Doom murders you in Asgard, the cutscene can have entirely different characters take their place in the following cutscene. Obviously this was done because it'd be ridiculous to render a cutscene with hundreds of different combinations. But the thing is, not once do we see a different combination in these cinematic cutscenes. As far as the story is concerned, these guys did everything. Your character choice may not be canon, only there to add more diverse gameplay. So with that in mind, would they have been there regardless? Even if the story doesn't treat them as such, did Nick Fury call them anyway? Introducing the Does Nick Fury Fuck With Your Favorite Character tier list. Now, to the uncultured and ill-informed, you might be confused. Why am I ranking this based off if Nick sees this person as a friend? We have to, all the time, work with people we despise, and yet regardless, have to rely on them. How could I possibly make a ranking based off of dependability by using likability? And folks, if this was any other character, I would understand that sentiment. But this is the beauty of Nick Fury. If you are reliable, versatile, and dependable in a crisis, chances are this guy liked you. Okay, so right off the bat, this is Bestie. War Bros, fought together, known each other for a very long time. Cap is also probably the only motherfucker to respect his rank and call him sir. But this guy here is bestest bestie. Same deal, War Bro, but they have the solidarity of going through the changes of the world together. They didn't just get to skip those 70 years. While 70 years is probably the most extreme example, the lesson you should be taking is that any sleep at all is not acceptable, and you will be distancing yourself from your friends. No! Okay, let's get this out of the way now. Fury is not calling up murderers and dictators to stop another murdering dictator. That's just silly. Okay, but look at what Bro is wearing. He probably gets a little silly from time to time. Probably the most reasonable. Plus, he literally flips the second shit goes awry in a sequel. He probably won't take much convincing, just tell mutants are in danger. Same deal, but replace wanting to protect mutants with any innocent bystander. Just don't put him in the same squad as Spider-Man. Good fucking luck with that, dude. The only way to keep his loyalty is to pay him in Wolverine suffering, which is not a currency. The second shit will not go his way, he'll just slash your throat open and say your dying wish was to do what he wanted. No one will believe him, but they don't want their throat slashed open, so they're just gonna go with it. If I'm moments away from death, I'd probably call out to my mother or my wife. Carol was the first person he thought of for a reason. That being said, when he's not literally fading from existence, he doesn't call her for 40 years. So, they can't be that close. I think she has attempted to kill him no less than 3 times. Granted, it was during the 20 times the hand had her brainwashed, but at this point it's hard not to take it personally for sure. On the flip side, Spider-Woman only attempted that once, and they hit it off so well she became a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent afterward. And a 1,000-story tall version of your mother's dildo from the universe before ours is on our way to use our planet like a burger. Do you call the unkillable Swiss Army knife with literal 1,000 years of experience? Or do you get the guy with a couple of sticks? It's called street level for a reason. Bro is hovering right over New York. He definitely knows of them. But this is not street level crises. Of these, Luke is probably the most useful. He's very strong, he's very durable, but he's also probably very aware of what Nick Fury Sr. has done, and they both don't know how to approach the subject. Otherwise, Fury probably really likes that Spider-Man is one of the only people in New York with a secret identity. Secret Keeper respects Secret Keeper. It's also easier to sneak a superhero into foreign countries to commit war crimes when there's no name to tie it back to. And that leaves Daredevil right in the middle of those two. Which makes sense, as their really only association is that Matt's begging one of his employees. How the fuck does Fury have his number? I have no idea, but he literally waited until Plan A was royally fucked before giving Silver Surfer a call. His go-to science guy. And Nick loves his science guy, especially in comparison to the other one who left him a Dear John letter after some soul searching abroad, and the other one who is literally the cause of half his problems. Unfortunately for Fury, all those guys are butt buddies, so he can't get away from Stark. If you're a grown-ass man still going by your nickname, Nick does not respect you. Clint Barton gives off that same energy, and he's as useless as a guy with sticks, just from a longer range. But unfortunately for Nick Fury, Hawkeye is a fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. They have morning meetings together. He's an acquaintance of Fury not by choice, but by occupation. On the flip side, Black Panther is an acquaintance against Fury's choice. He definitely wants him up here with Reed, to be another go-to science guy, with all those resources that he has, the notoriety of being friends with King T'Challa. But he's too reclusive, it's just not going to happen, and they're never going to be anything more than acquaintances. Fury reaching out to Strange after the first 4 missions is pretty indicative that he is his go-to for supernatural affairs. But Steven was completely oblivious of what was going on until we had already recruited him. Nick was 100% going to leave him out of this if he could. Nick appreciates what he can understand, or what he can research and eventually understand. The mystic arts are just way too far out of his bounds. He doesn't want to fuck with it, so he doesn't want to fuck with Doctor Strange. Ghost Rider probably falls in that same boat, if not worse, because he isn't necessarily an authority on supernatural to rely on, he just is supernatural. But I propose this. Is that the reason Fury didn't contact Blaze? Or did he just not receive it because he was trapped in hell at the time? Since we don't know, and they share no ill towards each other in the story, I'm just gonna assume he's at the very low end of acquaintance. Someone had to inform Nick that the Moes kidnapped 2 X-Men. I don't know who the hell else that would be other than from the X-Men. As far back as X-Men Legends, they do have a relationship. They've gotten each other out of jams. Fury and Charles immediately establish a partnership in response to the kidnapping. There's a high likelihood that someone else at the mansion would get the phone for Charles, and on the occasion that Storm, he likely wouldn't mind talking about the weather with her. Their special conversations are the most cordial convos in the game. Fuck Cyclops. All my homies hate Cyclops. Except for Fury, because he can put petty differences aside and respect a fellow leader. Even if that leader wouldn't know where his wife and child were if his telepathic wife streamed it to his head. While he would probably prefer to talk to the leaders, both Colossus and Nightcrawler are respectful and level-headed enough that he wouldn't mind a conversation with them. I don't care how witty, charming, or funny you find this motherfucker. Deadpool is the literal definition of someone to block. Every unlockable character, including DLC, is in the game in some capacity. At the very least, acknowledged by other team members. But Mark? Everyone is just pretending bro isn't there. I don't know what he did to get on everyone's nerves. Okay, I have a few guesses. Whatever it is, there's no way he is not blocked. Let's see. Nick knows Doom's plan, because it's one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s. And he wants to keep that part a secret. So getting specific people involved would be kinda risky. Not gonna lie, Nick seems kinda audacious enough to ask Thor to stop Victor from putting his father in grave danger without ever letting him know his father is in danger, or let alone that it was his idea. So they at the very least talk enough to warrant being in Nick's contacts, but not enough for Nick to not make plans to steal Odin's powers. That being said, no one is audacious enough to fuck with Sue Storm. You either get along with Sue, or you fear Sue. Nick talks to her just enough to ask for her to put her husband on the phone. They actually play poker together. They considered this literally the best day ever. And you can't say that if people are at your poker game you don't enjoy being around. And judging by this laugh, the bromance is mutual. Blade knew absolutely nothing about what was going on, so we know for a fact Nick didn't call him. I think Fury was content to leave him in that claw machine. He'll let us know that no mutant hater CANONICALLY needs our help, but not world-renowned vampire killer Blade? I don't know what bro did to earn his scorn, but he 100% did. But at least he's not the Hulk! Bro, how bad do you have to fuck up for your own employer not to tell you a motherfucker named Doom is on his way to kill you? He had to hear all about it from us! Alright, there you have it. Who Nick Fury depends on and values, ranked. And now that we're at the end, you might be asking yourself, what was the importance of this video? What have we learned? Well, I'll tell you. Oh shit, would you look at the time?